My name's Simon Morton. I'm Regional Director of Measom's. I look after all activities in London and the South East.
My name's Ricky Wild. I'm a training manager and I've worked for Measom's for 15 years this coming August.
My name is Elliot Chaffee. I am working for Measom's as a junior estimator.
My name's Matthew Byrne. I work for Measom's obviously, and I'm a year into the apprenticeship.
The boot camp initiative is something that the FIS and Barking and Dagenham Council, BG, they work in the college for 2 weeks doing basic dry lining skills. They signing in and out every day. It's a process that's meant to replicate working on site. We visit them periodically, and recently we've sort of based our training manager in there as well during the course.
Me and Gordon went down there, watched the guys for about a day, and then went down at the end of the 2-week boot camp.
After 2 weeks, all of the dry lining contractors pedal themselves and pitch for the best apprentices. The apprentices then see everybody, make their decision and decide what employer to go with. So what it does is it really gives us a chance to see what people are about, and so far we've picked up some really good people.
We're putting the apprenticeship over 2 years, so there's an initial sort of a training camp or training down the office, and then after every 3 months there's a certain test that we're doing. Hopefully that, the test they build up to in 3 months, they've been doing that on site. If they haven't been doing that, then I will move them around to another job or another fixer so they can get that knowledge. If that's not possible, then I'll bring them back down the office and I'll give them a certain amount of days training in that aspect myself. And then the assessment is based on, if you build that wall, it should take you 3 hours, or it should take you a certain amount of hours. And then the fixer has to read the drawings and do the work. And we've set up a nice Top Gear leaderboard, and all their times on there, so hopefully it's something for them to go for.
We had the opportunity to kind of come down here to the office at West London and kind of practice and discuss it with Rick, my apprentice manager, what I'd actually be doing, the different types of work. I felt like that prepared me really well to go on site and actually build the actual finished work itself. And then secondly, a lot of the learning that you do is on site, so you're learning in a realistic manner. So if you was to kind of complete the apprenticeship and go on to fix it, it's not going to be a shock to yourself. You're going to be fully prepared to earn your money and do your trade.
I mean, I've seen guys get good and then maybe look into supervisory roles, management roles. I mean, other guys have moved into the office, So what is good is that Measom's try and take your strong skill sets and try and play them into areas in the company where you'll thrive and stuff like that.
Yeah, I came off the tools a month ago and went straight into the office. I have had to adjust a little bit from like being on site to being in the office again, but as I said, it's really it's a good feeling because it goes hand in hand, like all of the stuff that they're talking about in the office, where you're having discussions about contracts or works or whatever you're looking at. I feel like I've got a good background, like a good knowledge on what I'm doing because I've already kind of put the groundwork in on site. Working with Measom's for 2 years, doing my apprenticeship, working with my hands and kind of practically putting buildings together, I've really enjoyed that. But I've had a background in office work. I wanted to move into that sort of area, and so the fact that job goes hand in hand and I'm working in an office environment whilst I've also got that kind of link to tangible buildings and constructions, I find that really pleasing, to be fair.
Now, if you employ the right people that can actually see that there is more to life than money quickly, the more you learn, the better you're teaching, the more you will learn, you earn. Ultimately, that's the message we've got to get across to these young people.
Dry lining is not a known trade with young people. Everyone knows what an electrician is, everyone knows what a plumber is, but no one really knows what a dry liner is. I mean, you go into these places, you see all these walls, but I don't suppose you take much notice of it.
I mean, it's actually a nice environment to work in. You work in whilst you're learning and whilst you're earning, really. personally feel that there's going to be like an overflow of plumbers and electricians because there's so many kind of kids or school leavers going into that. Whereas I feel that dry lining's given me kind of a good understanding of the actual construction game itself, but secondly I feel like it's given me a skill that I can go off and use. So I mean, if I was in the future to buy my own house or something like that, I could actually do a lot of the work on it myself, which I think is really, really good personally.
As a company, Measom's, I think we'd like to try and give people a chance to get into construction, and maybe not just the known trades. We want to build up our workforce. We can train our own labour going forward, so by the time they finish, they know exactly the correct methods and the correct details of building the works we build.
I think most people that have got anything about them want to be the best at what they're doing, and you know, the quality of apprentices we've got at the moment, they want to be the best, so we've got to give them a forum where they can show that they are.
In terms of what I need to do next, I think I need to carry on getting better and better and better and better, and then be at a stage where then maybe look at other options as of how to improve on myself more and more and more and more and more.
There is sort of job satisfaction now working with young people and getting them through, and Matt reaching his MVQ after sort of 14 months. We want to try and get that down, and when that happens, I am proud. You know, I've sent out, before I started this, the fixers on the sites didn't want apprentices because they slowed them down because we sent them out not knowing anything. But now we've got the boot camp, we've got my training. When they go out to site, they're capable of helping the fixer. And now the fixers are phoning me up saying, I want an apprentice, which is obviously good for me. I spoke to Doug Baker the other day, and his words were, I don't know what you've done with this guy down the office, but he's one of the best apprentices I've ever had, which obviously makes me feel quite proud of what I'm doing.
We all come, we all go, and the day I leave here, someone will take over for me, and it'll be as though I'd never been here. I like to think of it as it's probably the only legacy that I'm going to leave the company and the industry. The industry's been very good to me. I've had a good life out of it, and I want to put something back. And people that actually want to learn and want to make a success of themselves, I want to do whatever I can to help them.